Okay, so it looks like it's recording and we are all ready to go. Welcome everyone to this workshop on how to reprogram your subconscious mind with Theta Healing. Like I said, make yourself comfortable. To make the most of this workshop, I'm going to be sharing lots of ideas and I'm going to explain how it works and why it's important that we do this work. But to make the most of this session, I would recommend that you make yourself comfortable and that you can relax when we do the guided meditation. And also if you have pen and paper handy, that's great because I'm sure you're going to get lots of insights, sometimes even like things that you weren't expecting at all. And that's the magic and the beauty of working with the subconscious mind. So why the subconscious mind? Why is even the subconscious mind? So if you think about your mind, if you think about your belief systems and your thoughts, your mindset, if you think about it like an iceberg, the conscious mind is that peak of the iceberg that is above the water. So those are the thoughts, the beliefs, the behaviors that you are already aware of, right? That you could list right now. I'm sure a lot of you here are aware of some either beliefs or patterns or behaviors that repeat again and again, and you're like, yeah, I know this, I'm aware of this. Now, below the water, there is actually the biggest part of the iceberg is where the deep core beliefs are stored. So think about the programs you don't see in your computer. So my laptop, I'm using my laptop right now to be with you today, with people from Connecticut, with people from Europe, with people from different states in the United States, maybe other places in the world. And I can see a screen, I can see your comments, I can interact with you, I can see hearts, but I have no idea what the code is in the background, the programs that make me being here with you guys possible today. I have no idea. That's kind of like running in the background. I don't see that. I have no idea what's going on. So that part of the mind, that subconscious mind, wow, somewhere in Australia. We're literally the other side of the world. Welcome. So it must be evening for you now, right? So we have, in the States, it's morning, because it's lunchtime in the UK. So for you might be evening. Beautiful, covering different continents and time zones. I love that. So yeah, so if you think about that part of the big part of the iceberg under the water, that's where all those programs are stored. And that's those beliefs, those deep core beliefs here, whether you are aware of them or not, are the ones running the show for you. They are the ones operating in the background and creating your life for you. Whether you are aware of that or not, they're operating, they're working, like the programs in the computer. And sometimes what happens is that when the laptop is old and we haven't reviewed those programs, we realize that some of them are outdated. They're no longer compatible with, I don't know, the operating system or with our device, and that causes problems, and that causes the laptop to not function very well. So it's exactly the same. So when we have certain deep beliefs in our system that are not aligned with who we are right now, with our current goals, with the person we have become, then you might feel stuck. The thing is that all these programs, most of these programs or beliefs, are developed at a very early age. So by the time we are between 0 and 7 years old, we are like a sponge, literally like a sponge. We are absorbing, we see, we pay attention to what we see, to what we hear, to what we perceive, and we start making decisions about ourselves, about others, and about the world. And that might be just our parents having an argument, which has nothing to do with us, and not even talking to us, but just by being there and witnessing that, we start making decisions. Maybe we start making decisions about relationships. We start making relationships about, we start making beliefs about relationship. We start making beliefs about men or about women or about what family is about or about ourselves. Is there something wrong with me? And that's why these two adult beings are arguing. Am I responsible? So we start accumulating all these beliefs. Now, if most of these beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind are positive, empowering, if you were exposed, especially at an early age, to a lot of unconditional love and positive messages that help you build your confidence, believe in yourself, take risks, I don't know, all positive, all empowering, then you might feel that life just flows for you without having to do much at all. Now, the problem is that very often, more often than not, if not all the time, everyone is exposed to some form of either negative programming, and by negative programming, I mean limiting messages, painful experiences or traumatic experiences. Those ones, of course, leave a big imprint in our subconscious mind, and that's how we make a lot of those early decisions. When we face a challenge, when we go through a painful or a traumatic experience, everyone has been exposed, to some degree to some of these beliefs or to some of these experiences. I don't know anyone who just flows with life, everything is perfect, who doesn't have any form of limiting belief, any form of conditioning. Like, there's always something there, right? So of course, if you have been exposed, or if you have endured a traumatic childhood or upbringing, or the teenager years, which are also very important, of course you might have more to work on and to identify and to clear and to rewrite. But everyone, to a certain extent, has something that could be improved, something that could be redefined, something that could be transmuted into a more empowering self-narrative. So that's the idea. And the thing is that sometimes it's difficult to get to these blocks or programs that are installed in the subconscious mind, because the conscious mind is very smart and it's trying to protect us, because as human beings, we don't like change. Our instinct is to avoid change, because regardless of maybe how hard your life has been so far, you are here, you're still alive, you made it. So your brain instinctively is going to trying to protect you and avoid any changes, because maybe life was difficult, maybe there were lots of challenges, maybe there was a lot of pain in the process, but you're still here, you made it, you survived, which is the primary instinct of human beings, right? Survival. And if you try to go against certain behaviors or certain patterns, you might feel that it's really difficult and that you get like stuck and that you hit a ceiling. And sometimes that's your conscious mind getting in the way and protecting you from change, because change could lead to amazing things, but it could also lead to more pain, suffering. It could be risky. So you might see that when you try to consciously change a pattern, a behavior, something in your lifestyle, but it's like you keep sabotaging yourself, or it lasts for a week or two, but then you go back to old habits. And that's because something is operating in the background, in the subconscious mind, the core belief that is running the show. So what we're going to work on today, and that's so important, that we access those deep core beliefs, not only the ones we are aware of, but we dig deeper, because those are the ones where the true transformation can happen. When we access those ones and rewrite those ones, that's when it's kind of like the base of the pillar. So sometimes we have a core belief or a really deep rooted belief, and other beliefs are just one on top of the other. But once you rewrite the core one, all those other ones fall apart. So that's why it's so important to always go to the root decision, to the root and core belief. And that's why it's so important that we do this work. And then when your programs, like a computer, when you have a new laptop and all the programs are up to date and and compatible with the latest versions of all the apps and everything, it works wonderfully, right? It's all quick and smooth, everything works fine, it doesn't freeze, all that. And for us, it's exactly the same. When your beliefs are empowering, when your self-narrative is positive and is aligned with the life you want to create, it just happens. You don't have to worry too much about manifestation. You don't need to worry too much about setting goals. I mean, there is a place for those tools. They're useful, but they're much easier when you're programmed to create the life you truly desire, when your core beliefs are aligned, when your energy, when your vibration, when your state of being, your emotions, your beliefs, your thoughts, your behaviors are aligned with the life you want to create, then everything flows and it's smooth and you don't feel stuck anymore. And you don't have to be worrying about, creating a vision board and this manifestation technique and visualizing this a million times. And you don't have to worry about that because your operative system is working for you rather than against you, right? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to be talking about Theta Healing, which is one of the healing modalities that I use in my practice. I'm also going to be talking about matrix reimprinting, another wonderful modality that I use. And we're going to combine a bit of both today with the idea of, one, accessing those deep core beliefs that are running the show, understand what's the core belief and why that decision was made. So if you think about a limiting belief, like, for example, I'm not good enough, or I'm not lovable, or I'm always going to be poor, you name it, any beliefs that come to mind. What we're going to do today, and what I'm going to show you today, is how to get to the moment or why that decision was made, when that decision was made. And that's always key, because there is always a reason for that. If you're awake at night thinking that you want to start your own business, or that you want to join a dating app because you're tired of being single and you want to have a wonderful relationship, but there is a voice in your head telling you that's not going to happen for you, that doesn't happen for people like you, you don't deserve love, you're never going to succeed, you're not good enough, who do you think you are? Those beliefs don't happen randomly. They're not individual or separate thoughts or beliefs that are bored during the night and suddenly they decide to come to me and they're like, oh, Veronica looks peacefully sleeping tonight, let's bother her a little bit. So let's just tell her that she's not good enough and that she's not going to succeed, and this workshop is going to be awful and no one's going to like it and no one's going to turn up. Let's tell her all these wonderful things. No, they're not there. It's not random. Any thought, any belief that comes to awareness is there for a reason. It's a decision. At some point you made the decision that either you're not good enough, not lovable, not possible for you, whatever that is, you name it. Those are some of the common ones, but it's always going to be something different for each person here. Different beliefs will come to your awareness and will be operating in the background. But that's the idea. That decision was made for a reason, which is normally to protect yourself. Based on certain circumstances, you observed, you heard, you experienced something, the decision was made. And then that decision goes straight into the subconscious mind, and then it stays there for years, decades of your life, operating in the background without you even knowing it. So that's why working with the subconscious mind is so important, because it opens the door to the really, really, really deep stuff and to the core beliefs that are working. And also what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite that decision. So we're going to be working with one in particular, and we are going to rewrite that decision into a more empowering self-narrative. Now, how are we going to do this? I'm just catching up with the comments. Yeah, so evening in Australia. Oh, another Spanish speaker. That's lovely. And Lodi's from New York morning there. Well, welcome everyone who has been joining halfway through. Welcome everyone, and lovely to see so many familiar faces and new faces. Lots of new faces and new names. Always makes me happy. So how are we going to do that? Theta healing is one of my favorite modalities because it takes us to a theta brainwave. That's why it's called theta healing. So it takes us to a more meditative state, very relaxed state, where we can really access that part of the iceberg that is under the water. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to start leading a short meditation, and that's going to take us into that theta brainwave meditative state. And from there, I'm going to be leading a series of asking questions, prompts, leading you to interact with different parts of yourself. And what happens when we do this inner work, or when we have this inner dialogue, or when we experience ourselves or giving a certain part of ourselves a different experience, the subconscious mind reprograms itself and rewires itself, because imagery is the language of the subconscious mind. So you will see that when you do that inner work and that inner dialogue, or through visualization in that relaxed state, it's like really reprogramming your computer. It's like removing old programs and downloading new ones. So theta healing takes us to that state where we can also use healing energy, which we're going to do a bit of that. We're going to be using all those elements today. We can also use healing energy, and it also takes us to the energy. It connects us with the energy of God, or the creator of all that is, like the founder of Theta Healing calls it. And that combination of accessing the subconscious mind plus being connected with God and the energy of creation and that energy of unconditional love creates such a deep level of healing and transformation that is really, really amazing. And you're going to experience it here firsthand. I also mentioned that another discipline that I use in my work with my clients is matrix reimprinting, which is absolutely amazing. I love it as well. And it's based on the idea that, like I said, those early memories or those early decisions are made at a certain point in time, or during a period of time. So it's about going there, not reliving the trauma, or if the experience was painful, not reliving it, not talking about it, but just going there once the decision was made and interacting with that part of yourself. It would normally be a younger part of yourself, but it could be when you were a baby, it could be 2 years ago. It doesn't necessarily need to be when you were a child, but it's normally a younger version of yourself that made certain decision. And it's about talking to that part of yourself to help her or him have a more empowering perspective about what happened. So it's not about rewriting the past. It's not about rewriting the events or pretending that something didn't happen. It's about reframing the perspective or the view, or reframing the decisions we made about ourselves, the world, and others based on those circumstances. And again, when you do that inner work and that kind of like inner dialogue, inner interaction type of work through visualization, in that state of relaxation, accessing the subconscious mind, the transformation and the healing that can happen from that is really, 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 really amazing. If you want more information about those disciplines, of course, you can check out my profile, and in my website, I have more details about those ones. But I think that's a nice introduction, and let's just experience it, because it's going to be much better to understand and much more powerful, of course, if you actually experience it rather than me just talking about it for an hour. So I'm going to invite you to make yourself comfortable. If it's cold, grab yourself a blanket, cup of tea. You can sit down or lie down, whatever works better for you. And just find yourself a comfy position, somewhere where you can, your back is relaxed. If you're sitting up, maybe make sure that you have something to lean on, or if you're lying down, just make sure that you can hold that position for around, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, because the more comfortable you are, the more you're going to be able to relax, the deeper you're going to be able to go, and the more results you're going to achieve just from today. If you're not in a position where you can, just completely disconnect and follow along, you can also just follow the steps and doing later. I'm recording this, so I will upload it to my channel if the recording is fine. And you could also, use your. No, I would recommend that you do it with your eyes closed and just following along and see what comes up all the way through. But also, if at any point you get any insights, you can also open your eyes and write something down quickly, because I know sometimes, it does that eureka moment. So yeah, make sure to do what it feels right for you, basically. And once you find that comfortable position, now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, maybe a few times if that feels right. Slowing down the rhythm of the breath, making each inhalation and each exhalation a bit deeper and a bit longer. Breathing deeply into the belly. And as each breath becomes a bit deeper and a bit longer, allow the body to relax a bit more. When we slow down the rhythm of the breath and we do that deep belly breathing, we're letting the body know that it is safe to be here, that it is safe to relax, that it is safe to go into healing and repairing mode, which is what we're looking for today. Starting to bring the awareness within and away from any distractions, any thoughts that might be coming up for you. Just letting them go, not trying to fight them or to repress them, just letting them come and go like clouds that disappear in the sky. Bringing the awareness within, to the present moment, to the here and now, to this workshop. Continuing to slow down the rhythm of the breath, and allowing the body to relax more and more. Feeling how the muscles around the face relax, corners of the mouth softening, maybe even drawing a gentle smile. Shoulders dropping, letting go of any weight that they might have been carrying. The spine feels aligned, supporting you in a restful way. Chest and belly expanding with each inhalation, and coming back to neutral with each exhalation, letting all the muscles around the chest, the ribs, the belly, the abdominal area, letting them move freely with each breath. Arms resting alongside the body, maybe your hands on your lap, or if you're lying down, just let them rest. Palms facing up. Legs feeling relaxed and heavy, grounding you onto the floor and bringing your awareness to your feet, feeling that connection with the floor, with the ground, with Mother Earth. And now imagine a torrent of pure white light coming all the way from the center of the earth towards your feet, connecting you to the center of the earth through cords of white light or groups of white light, grounding you deeply into Mother Earth and allowing that torrent of pure white light to come up through the feet, up along your legs, along the spine, opening up and energizing all the energy centers, the energy meridians, allowing it to reach all the way up to the top of your head. And at the top of your head, this torrent of white light forms a bubble of energy. And you step into this bubble of energy. And taking a deep breath, start to elevate yourself and let this bubble of light be your vehicle, taking you higher and higher, up, 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 elevating yourself more with each breath. Out of the room you're in, out of the building you're in, up, 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 through the clouds, through the sky. Feeling lighter and lighter with each breath as you elevate yourself more and more. Leaving everything behind, like when you're on a plane and all the houses, the cars, the roads, everything starts to look very small, teeny tiny roads, houses, cars, as you come higher and higher. Continuing to go up, 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 out of the earth and into the star galaxy now. Going through different layers of the universe, seeing different stars, different constellations, making yourself lighter and lighter, more and more energy, less and less matter, and more energy with each breath. Continuing to go up, 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 until you reach a place where everything is pure white light. All you can see is bright white light, but it is a very pleasant experience to be here. You may even feel the tingling of this pure divine energy against the body, the source of unconditional love. Here we are one with God, with the Creator, with the divine, surrounded by pure unconditional love, the highest frequency energy one could ever experience. Feeling connected to God, to the Creator, and to everyone else through this field of white light through which we are all connected, we are all one. And just being here surrounded by this energy of unconditional love and this feeling of connectedness is healing. And we're going to start by asking for a torrent of healing energy and unconditional love directed to every one of you here today or watching the recording. And just allow it, just be open to receive it through the top of your head, like a torrent of white light entering your body through the top of your head, and like a shower of white light literally washing away any stagnant energy, any stress, any tension, any unpleasant or unprocessed emotions, any things that is no longer serving you. Allowing to give yourself a good energetic cleanse. Letting it all out through the feet. Flashing it out through the feet. and let it be transmuted into unconditional love and sent back to the light of God. So these energies can be recycled. Anything that needs to let go of, that needs to be let go of, anything that is no longer serving you, anything you don't need for this session, for this healing, for this workshop, let it all go. Beautiful. Now I'm going to invite you to bring to your awareness an area of your life where you feel stuck or where you feel that there is room for improvement. Maybe something is not working. Maybe you feel that the same pattern repeats again and again and again. And pay attention to what happens in the body, to what energies come up, any emotions, any sensations. It could be tension or pain in a part of the body. It could be discomfort. It could be an energy that has a particular quality, like a shape or a color somewhere in the body. It could be a black lump of energy in the throat or a red fire in the stomach, whatever is coming up for you. Just focus on what the body is experiencing, the sensation, the emotion, the energy associated with that area of your life that could do with a bit of healing or a bit of improvement. And now I'm going to invite you to follow that energy, whatever is coming up for you, whatever is showing up for you, to previous times you have experienced that energy. And tracking it back to as early as you can. No expectations. Just let God show you where to go. Just follow that energy and see where that takes you. And see if you can see any memories in particular, if it's a point of time, maybe it's a period of time. Maybe you feel like it's always been there and it just feels like a part of yourself that has always been there. You might be seeing some images. Maybe you're perceiving more sensations. There's no right or wrong. You will be experiencing whatever you need to experience today and in the format that works for you today. And once you have that memory or point of time or maybe part of yourself, I'm going to invite you to take yourself there, not to become one with that younger you or to that part of yourself. You're just going there And you're going to step in like you were stepping into a movie. And you're going to be interacting with that part of yourself or that younger you as a different character. You're not becoming her or him. Maybe let's take a minute or two here to introduce yourself to that younger you. Let them know that you're here to help. Have a chat with them, see what they're going through, if there's anything they want to tell you, if they're happy to see you there. And I'm going to ask God, the creator of all that is, to send a torrent of healing energy and unconditional love towards that part of yourself. So any unprocessed or repressed emotions, any pain, any limiting beliefs, so that can be healed. And just allow them to receive that healing energy. We're going to have this torrent of healing energy operating in the background until we finish. But I'm going to invite you to ask that younger you, or that part of yourself, what does she or he believe about themselves? What's the decision they made this day or at this point of time, or based on these circumstances for a period of time? What is the decision they made about themselves, about others, about the world? What did they decide? And now ask them what they need to believe, what they need to do, what they need to experience to change that narrative, to maybe reframe that belief, to see things in a different way. You can help them. So from here, I'm going to invite you to be creative and just be open to what that part of yourself needs. And they might be happy to just receive that healing energy to do the healing and let God do the healing. They might want to have a conversation with someone relevant in that story, in that point of time. They might want to have a chat with you and listen to your advice or to anything that you might have to tell them, anything that you might have to say to them. You can give them a magic wand. You can bring in angels. We are in the field. So you can give them anything they need. And we're just gonna be here for a few minutes, just allowing that to happen. And you can interact with that younger you as much as you like. Just allow that to happen. Beautiful. If this process feels complete and your old self or younger self has made a new positive belief about themselves, take that with you. Any positive emotions, take that with you. Bring in that part of yourself to your heart. And if there's still more work to do, that's normal, that's fine. Just let them know that you will be back soon again, to check in with them and to make sure that they get what they need. Either way, just take a deep breath and bring in this part of yourself into the heart. Embracing that healing, that transformation. Letting the subconscious mind process this work and process the healing, the transformation. And slowly bringing your awareness to the field of white light where we started this healing. Taking a deep breath, maybe inhaling once more that energy of unconditional love, that connection with God, with the Creator. And taking a deep breath, slowly starting to make your way back down the same way we came up here, through all those different layers of the universe, seeing different stars and galaxies, coming down, down, down. Back to the earth and down through the clouds, through the sky. Becoming heavier and heavier, more and more physical. And coming down to the building you're in, to the room you're in. Slowly landing back in the physical body and starting to make any movements that feel right for you to bring the awareness back to the body. But let's take a few moments to bring your awareness to your feet and connect again with those cords of white light or roots of white light, connecting you deeply into Mother Earth. Taking a few moments here to ground, to really anchor this healing and this inner work that we've done into the physical plane, into the physical reality, into the physical body. Very important that we do this after Theta Healing, to come back to the physical body, to come back to feeling grounded. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and meet me back in the screen and the other people, the other lovely souls in this workshop. If you want to continue in this state of relaxation, you can also do so. If you fancy taking some notes, if you have pen and paper handy, this is a good moment. This is a good moment to do some journaling, to see what insights came from there. Thank you, Teresa. Jay saying that was quite insightful. Oh, I love that. Yeah, the thing with working with the subconscious mind is that sometimes you think you know what the problem is and you know the origin of this. But then when you talk to the subconscious mind, different things come to awareness. Very often when I do this work in my one-on-one sessions, for example, people get surprised about what happens, and they're like, oh, how is this taking me to this point of time, or it's taking me to this random memory that I had even forgotten? Like, how is this even related? It is always related. There is always a reason why something will come to your awareness. I need to do this again. Yeah, thought I knew. Yeah, so this is being recorded, so as long as the recording is fine, it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So feel free to do this again, because if you do it again, even for the same area, you might get different insights. It might take you to different points. So of course, this is kind of a taster, so you can experience these two disciplines combined. So the power of Theta Healing, the power of having that or accessing that relaxed state into the subconscious mind, that wonderful world unknown very often, but also what we did about tracking certain energy or sensations into a point of time and then interacting with them and helping them rewrite the story. That's based on matrix reimprinting. So I've done kind of like a combination of those two. And this is something that you can do anytime. You might feel, of course, in this group setting, I can only lead some general instructions. If I had been working with someone, with one of you in particular, I would have been guiding or digging much deeper into, right, why did you make that decision? What was happening? What do you need to do to change this? Who do we need to speak to? What do we need to do? Where do we need to go? What healing do we need to apply to change this narrative? And then we will go and kind of imprint. That's what it's called, matrix reimprinting, because it's like we go to the field, to the matrix, to see who we need to speak to. And then when we get to a really positive state and a really empowering new decision, new beliefs, is when we kind of like go through a process of imprinting that through the body, every cell of the body, with colors, with positive emotions, with new positive beliefs. So yeah, that's really, really, really powerful. But of course, within a group setting, this is what we can do. So don't feel that maybe you didn't get to the stage where, it was, the decision was completely different and it felt 100% healed, because even doing one-on-one work, this can take one session or this can take multiple sessions, depending, of course, on the power of the decision. If the experience was very traumatic, if it was something that happened for a repeated period of time and it left a big imprint. But even if it's just becoming aware of the work that needs to be done, that's already a wonderful step. And from there, you can either follow the recording, or just do it on your own. But you don't need to follow along the whole sequence. You can also just, close your eyes, get yourself into a relaxed, nice state, and have a dialogue with those parts of ourselves. So that's something that you have now to use whenever you need. I'm going to catch up with the comments. Terry saying surprisingly insightful. I'm glad to hear that. Will you upload this to Insight Timer as well? If I can get the audio separately, I might upload it, but I can't always separate that. And probably because I've mentioned something about the channel, I might have to edit it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to upload the video to the channel, that's for sure. What is saying, beautiful, thank you, beautiful method, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I have find this so transformational, both in the work I do with my clients and personally. I have experienced the power of this. And even though I have studied many different modalities throughout the years, through my therapy practice, this is the core of the work I do pretty much in every session I do with every person I work through, because I know that even though it's simple and it's kind of like going back to basics, some people become very fascinated with all these sophisticated healing techniques. But for me, going back to the basic, going back to the root, to the origin, it's super, super powerful. So yeah, it's kind of like, I'm kind of like in a mission to let everyone know that this is so powerful and this is what they need. Thank you, Veronica. This is healing and powerful. Thank you for being here, and thank you everyone for your beautiful words, your hearts. Hi, Kiran. Lovely to see you again. So yeah, so this is something that you can do anytime. If anyone is interested in knowing more about the one-on-one work I do, this is the time to do it, because as some of you know, I will be going on I'm pregnant now, so I'll be going on maternity leave around late February, early March next year. And so the main program I offer, which is a 3-month program to make sure that we can go like really deep into the core beliefs and rewriting that. I will be onboarding clients, probably until maybe mid-November or something like that, to have that opportunity of doing that deep work. So yeah, reach out if you have any questions or if you're facing any particular challenges, because I'm always happy to point you to specific resources. I don't know if this one in particular is going to be uploaded to Insight Timer, but I do have lots of Theta Healing meditations here on Insight Timer with nice audio and music in the background, like proper edited versions that I can upload here. I also have 3 courses with again some deep meditations and similar resources for exploration. The main one is called Step into Your Power with Confidence and Joy, and I also have one on relationships and one on self-love, which is really, really, really important. And of course, feel free to follow me. I would love you to follow me on Insight Timer so you can be notified of next live events like this. I'm normally live once a week here on Insight Timer. I think I haven't scheduled anything for next week yet, but yeah, if you give me a follow, then you will receive notifications when new tracks are uploaded or new live events are scheduled. So yeah, feel free to follow me, reach out to me, and I want to thank you so much, all of you, when you give feedback to my tracks, when your beautiful words, your beautiful reviews, your donations, much appreciated, much appreciated, and it gives me so much motivation. And your presence here and sharing your insights is so valuable. So I do appreciate every single one of you here. I was saying congratulations and all the bestest. Flow for you and your loved ones and your little ones. Thank you, Mo, for your beautiful words. Oh, thank you, Jay, thank you for keep coming back. One of the familiar names. So thank you for keep coming back here, and to all of you for having the courage to do this work, because this work is not easy. I know that a lot of people prefer to have some kind of like hands-on healing and just let me go to a healer, let me get a quick fix, or these sophisticated healing techniques, because I know the work we did today. So by the way, if you got emotional in the process, that's perfectly fine and to be expected. I know that this deep work is not easy at all. It takes courage to take that jump and deep dive into the water, into the subconscious mind. So well done, every one of you. And yeah, tears came up. Yeah, it's always very emotional to talk to those parts of ourselves, and that's healing as well. That's big release and healing. So that's beautiful. If that happens, just allow it to happen. Okay, my loves, so we're gonna wrap up for today. Thank you so much to everyone of you who came here. Make sure you follow so we can stay connected, and so you can join me live next week. And yeah, like I said, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to hear from you and to point into to specific resources. So you know where to find me. Gracias, David. Thank you, Mo, for your generous donation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, my loves, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.